Morning all. I'm in the middle of setup, so let's finish that off. It's I could well be going out of focus. It's another grey day. Keep having these little odd days that are sunshiny, but it's incredibly dark in here. I was up at I wasn't up crazy early this morning, probably up about 6:30 Monday morning. And let me just get my eBay up and running. And I've been thinking hard over the weekend about my future eBay business. Sounds serious, doesn't it? Right, let's get going. Now, last week, in fact, the last 2 weeks, I've been doing these streams and not monetizing them. Complete freebies. I don't know whether to put the light on. It might blind people with the glare off my head. No, I am streaming now because I want to go down the charity shops a little bit later on. When's the best time to go to a charity shop? Never? No. I'm going to give them a go. Let me just change my thumbnail. Look at this. I'm doing everything off the cuff here. Can't even find the thumbnail thing. Upload thumbnail. It's the same old boring List 5 Live one. So, yeah, well, let's just say you might get everything done an hour and a half earlier. Who knows? Let's pretend it's 11 o'clock. Hello, Rosie. Good to see you. Hello, Ben. Hello, Chris. Chris is someone I might pick his brains. I'm thinking of doing more clothing. Can you believe that? Yes, clothing was something I used to do. I probably haven't done it for 4 years in any serious capacity. But for those who avidly watch the channel, they may have seen that I'm losing a contact, and that'll mean a little bit of security goes from what I'm doing. And so I thought, it's funny, I was just watching Chris's video, which I thought was very arsey at the start in black and white, and it was all his outtakes, which I absolutely love. I love doing outtakes. I should do more of mine, I guess. That would just be me saying, a lot. But he was going around the charity shops, and last video he did was a charity shop video, and they're always good to see. And I might even do one myself around here, because this week I am going to hit the charity shops. So I'm thinking, what's the best time? I was thinking I could get down there for 9 o'clock, but I'm thinking, okay, donations come in of a weekend. They need time to sort them, so they're going to get in on a Monday morning and sort them out. I know the charity shops down in Wallington aren't that great anyway. It's pretty awful. I'm going to go around the ones that I used to find better and see how they are. So I've got a plan for like Tuesday. I'm busy Wednesday, busy doing some stuff for my mum and dad. But we're going to see how it goes. Kieran, good to see you. Saw a little thumbnail. The warehouse tour, which I'll be taking later on. I'm going to purchase my ticket and whiz around Kieran's warehouse. We'll have a look at that. So yeah, clothing. Give me. I mean, it's probably all been said before, but I have not done charity shops and charity shop sourcing for a long time. But I have been watching Simon, Gentleman Marketeer. It's funny how you can watch someone and be inspired. And he's just made me think, because one of his videos, I recognised where he was. I was like, oh, yeah, I've been there. And it's a good place. So it just made me think. The reason I haven't been doing charity shops was because, with the contacts that I've had, it's been more efficient for me to do that a lot easier as well. But maybe I need to pull my finger out. Who knows? Will I model it myself? Who knows? You're right, Kieran. Too early for this nonsense. Yeah. Hello, Vinty. Yeah. Well, I'm doing it this week just to put my toe in the water again after a good few years. There are a couple of places. There's a place near me. It's got its own website that sells clothing direct, but I think they do stuff by weight. So I might check them out just to sort of see what sort of stuff they offer. Because if I did do wholesale, I would want better quality stuff. I don't want to be wasting time getting out, stuff that isn't. I don't want to, have a load of stuff that is crap brand or got holes in it. So yeah, you can have it for free. Thank you. I'll bring a friend. Come with me, everyone. Get down to Kieran's warehouse. Yeah, I used to love it. I mean, I used to my some of my early videos. I'd go down and I could guarantee I'd spend a couple of £100 and fill the car. And me, I used to do it with Liz, and me and Liz would have a couple of IKEA bags each. Boom, come home and have all my. I'll be looking out for Bowden and Toast. Yeah, I used to watch like Fate Rachel and all those guys, the early Instagram guys who did the clothing. So I was very inspired by them. And it was okay, but it just became more difficult in regards to the charity shops. But like I say, I saw a Gentleman Marketeer, and I do tend to go on about like one, YouTube channel or the other. But I've been binging a little bit on him, and I quite like him just because of the. I've just seen a video on the breakdown of numbers, and it was he's really transparent and just really upfront about what he does, and he works bloody hard. So you got to respect. Everyone works hard at reselling. Everybody's giving it their all. But yeah, whereabouts you living? I may come and do a charity shop video, championship video. Well, Kieran, I haven't been around the charity shops around here for ages, but I am near Croydon. So there we go. Look out for some kilo sales. The more stuff you can buy in one place. Yeah, one thing I will look at with the car boot starting, I know I go down the A3 quite a bit, and there's always, I'm assuming they're wholesale guys there, because they set up and they have huge racks of clothing, sportswear and stuff, and I'm sure they do it by weight. And I think there's some wholesale guys based in Portsmouth. I wouldn't mind getting a local guy. I've gone out of focus again. Whoop. I think I might put the light on. This could be a disaster. I might blind you all. Oh God, look at that. It's even worse. What about halfway? I need my big umbrella lights up in here. That's not too bad. Halfway house. Mood lighting. I'll tell you what I was thinking about. Nipping off somewhere else. I might come around. You come here and I'll go where you are. How about that? That'd be interesting. But yeah, I think I'm going to give it a go for the next month and see what it's like, because I think I've had a bit of because I found easier ways to source and sell at bigger profit margins. Maybe I disregarded sourcing at charity shops. I have memories of sort of going in about 4 or 5 days in a row and not getting anything. So yeah, I will look for a wholesaler and maybe get a couple of loads of that. I'll spend a good few weeks driving around all the my old haunts, the good charity shop haunts, and seeing what I can get. There's bound to be some stuff out there. Sourcing is always the kind of sticking point, isn't it? I feel. Sometimes I hear people say, "Oh, I've got more than enough stuff," and I always am a little bit amazed about that. But anyway, seeing as I am going to sort of focus on clothes, it's February clothes month. I still do have some clothing items, incredibly. And I'm going to go through and try and research and list them. So I've got a pair of Levi's here, 505s. I've got a couple of polo tops. And I think I would have got these from boot fairs. I've got a Disney top here and a couple of sports tops. And I thought, well, this will get me in the mood. So let's have a look at these. I've got to remember what the hell I'm doing. So the first one is, it's an England rugby top. Now I don't know whether these are genuine or not. I've got no idea. It's got that on it. International Rugby Board, I think it is, 1999. It's vintage item. It looks genuine, you know. This will be Rugby World Cup 1999. Official licensed product. And this, which looks a bit kind of like weird, but it is embroidered. So I think it's an official 1999 World Cup rugby top. Thank you for your comments. I always appreciate like when people join in the conversation. I was thinking, I always see these people do votes on streams. I'm wondering how you do them. It must be an easy way of doing them. I can't work out how you do it. We'll probably get a couple of people voting. It won't be worth it. I think when you do clothing, you can end up accumulating a lot of stock in your profit piles. Oh, is that the new terminology? I like it. Your potential profit piles, or triple Ps, especially when buying in bulk. Well, Simon had, he went to a place where you sell clothing in bulk for money. There was one video where he had a whole car full of bin liners of clothes or bags of clothes. And yeah, I mean, you obviously try and when you watch other people's videos, you obviously do try and make sense of what they do. And I did think, oh God, if you've got that many that you haven't been able to sell and you're selling by weight, but maybe you've bought that wholesale and it's covered in the costs, he will know what he's doing. But I don't want to sort of get too down if I'm getting stuck on an item. Yeah, you are right. You've got to have that process of getting it sold if you can, obviously, making profit. But stuff that you've got that you realise pretty quickly. I mean, there was other stuff as well. I think he said that'll go for cheaper. I'll have to rewatch the videos and actually take it in a bit more. But there was the stuff he was making good money on, and obviously his average selling price he's trying to up that, and he's upped that in the last year. But there is what do you do with the dross, and I've been concentrating on the selling numbers over the last few months, and that has meant clearing out a lot of stuff. But I've still, you do still end up accumulating stuff. It's a simple equation, really, and I've sort of said, if you are, getting hundreds of items in, but you're not selling enough, you really need to sort of look at your model. Because you don't want to keep accumulating. This focus has gone again. It's terrible. Let's have a look. Ooh, no, that's not going to help. Just might have to be a soft focus today. But I think it'll be interesting. I mean, that's the beauty of reselling, is you can chop and change what you do. And sometimes you have to. I mean, I've been busy with a lot of stuff sort of going on, family wise. But I do need to still focus on what I'm doing for my business. And like I say, the situation with where I'm sourcing has changed. So yeah. But anyway, should we go through some? I'll just tell you some sales that I've had because I have been packing. So I had a big sale. So after the disappointment of thinking, oh, I'm not going to be able to get as much stuff, I did have a £650 sale, which I've packaged up this morning. So I've packaged that. That was a Fat Boy real audio amp, not an amp, a compressor, a valve compressor. And of course, I'm not getting too excited about it because it could. I mean, I power tested it on, but it's got so many inputs and stuff. I mean, I tried to do the best I can, but it could well be that the guy gets it and goes, input number 5.0 isn't working or not working properly. I did clean the pots on it, the switches, the knobs, so it shouldn't crackle when you turn stuff. But there's always that they may find some little thing that isn't quite right. And then it's just a case of trying to decide how I deal with that in terms of, do I want a full return, or if they're, tell me what the problem is, maybe we can discuss. But so I had that, and I also sold a £300 record player. But I've got to sort of think about how I'm going to package that. That's a Bluetooth record player. So 2 really, really good orders. And I sold an amp as well. So I had about in the last few days, I've had about £1,000 worth of sales for like 3 items, which is ridiculous. I sold the Japanese Famicom, which is the SNES, which has been it was one of these things that's been hanging around for ages. And I had surprisingly, I had a Japanese game. I didn't realise that, which I was trying to sell separately. I sold the 2 together. 54 quid. That's probably quite a good price. And I sold a Specky. So, there've been a few good items gone, even though I've been a bit like, oh my God, but it's the reality of keeping this sort of stuff going. Along with that, I've had a large Nintendo Toad plush, which was about this big, huge, great thing. And it had a couple of burns in it. I don't know whether a couple of hot rocks have gone through it, but that sold for £7.99 free post. So I've packaged that up today, and I'm sending that because it's no weight, but massive. So I've had a DS Lite go as well, 25 quid. So hopefully they will all stick, all those sales. But that's given me a little boost. But I think it's great to have that great sales, but I think it's an anomaly, and I need a bit more sort of consistency throughout the month. But yeah, clothes, back into clothes. I did enjoy Chris's video on the jackets, not the jackets, on the sportswear, the American sportswear. I mean, Chris always does source a lot of that stuff from wholesalers, and sort of jackets and stuff. It seems like that's a lot where the focus is. There was a duffer in there with I think it was a Primark with a bit of a split pocket. And it's just being able to skip over that, and but it looked like quite a good lot of clothing. 0 to overload. Yeah, that's the worry. I've gone again. It's because it's so sad. It's putting me in soft focus. Let's just, if I do that and stay still, it's still a bit soft, isn't it? No. I just need some natural sunlight. But the good thing is I've pretty much got the setup to do clothing. I was watching Tommy Trades as well, and he's absolutely going for it. So all these keen young things and keen old things, I'm sure Simon won't mind me saying that, It'd be interesting to see how it goes. I suppose, you know, with the boot fairs not being on, it's probably a bit like, but yeah, give it a go. Give it a go. We'll see how we go. Right, England. Rugby World Cup 1999. We've got the Five Nations on at the moment, so this will be a perfect time to sell it. I have to get my head around some brands as well. I mean, I only know, you know, the ones that were good 5 years ago, and that's probably all changed. England Rugby World Cup shirt. We don't want a typo there. $29.99. Someone is trying to get. So look at solds. I can see myself being very inefficient when I first do clothing. There it is, £20. There's lots of different ones with slightly different, not exactly the same logo arrangement. I've only seen one, which is the exact same, because it does look a bit weird. There it is again, £20. England, that's quite a good listing. It's 2003. I think I'll go for that as we'll copy that. Sell one like this. Has Peter Ray got a cold? Yeah, they're just on. I'm going to get down. I would have gone this week, but you know, family things got in the way of that. It's Peter Ray. Yeah. Yes, I've already seen them. I was pretty jealous of people going around thinking, if I could have been there, I would have been there. So has Peter Ray got a cold? Full of cold. There he is. Eat 10 chilies. California Reapers. Not Vicks. Right, so 1999. I'm going to go try and get. I'm going to put this on at $24.99 and see where it goes. I will keep an eye on the interest. The interest should be there because the rugby's on at the moment. I've got to measure that. One thing I will need to get is I used to like measure all the stuff and detail it all in the listings. I may not do that. I may just use a ruler and do it in the photos. I think a lot of the clothing sellers do that. Seems to be the thing they do. Although I wouldn't like to get a nice ruler. I never like it when I see like a metal, you know, measuring tape, one you use for DIY, just giving the measurings. I would want it to be quite nice. Right. What else we got? I think this is a polo by Ralph Lauren. It is. I believe that. I'm just hanging around. So, like I say, I do have clothing. It's got like a number 3 on it. It's a classic clothing. It's not a fake, I don't think, because it's got a double label on it. Normally, if you get like single label Ralph Lauren's, they can be fakes. 2XB, big. So again, I've got no idea on how much this. It could be like 15. It could be 20, I guess. If I, you know, a clothing seller would know straight away how much that is worth. But yeah, put that on and have a game of polo. I'm thinking 20 to 25, but I could be way off. And of course, with clothing, I guess I better investigate selling on other platforms as well. Right, polo shirt. There's one there for 17. Perhaps I should Google lens this. This might be a better way of doing it. Hello, Ian. Good to see you. What's Ian been up to lately? I love watching Ian's videos. I know he found those Transformers in the charity shop. And then he got, I think the latest installment of Ian was he got sent some Transformers, and it was some Transformers and some other stuff, Bandai stuff, Megazord stuff. And that was good because he did sort of say, oh, I think the Megazords have the Bandai on it. The Transformers either have this logo or this logo, which I think was like the logos of the goodies and baddies. But and I think they're made by Hasbro or Mattel or something. So that was quite, a little bit of a knowledge bomb. Look, we've gone again. No, gone again. Gone again. These grey days, they're not good for the camera, are they? And get the old, when I'm doing my clothing, I can get the big umbrella lights out and shine them on top of my head. There's loads of listings from the States. Right. Yeah, I am incredibly slow this morning. Typical Monday. Yeah, very, very enthusiastic. Yeah. He loves it. Loves the Power Rangers. And of course, Ian does a lot of charity shops as well. So, it's I'm going to give it a good old go. And like Chris says, even if you draw a blank, at least it gets me out, At least it gets me out. See what's out there. I'm just trying to... there we go. I'll try $22.99 on this one. I found a similar one. And again, it will just be... it'd be good to see... dip my toe in and because I will be keeping a real eye on these listings, as I'm a bit of a novice. I feel like a novice at clothing. Yes, a few more videos. Like I say, it does become difficult. It's like you do a few and then you're like, oh, what do I say? And I'm aware that these thumbnails all seem a bit similar. Do give me criticism in the comments, or just give me any comments, because I don't get a lot of comments in my videos, which I'm always a bit sad about. But yeah, good or bad, help me make better stuff. And it should be interesting going out. I think a lot of people just love car boot videos, don't they? So obviously I'll be doing some of those. Right, $22.99 for that one. What else we got? This is a very old item, and I think this was part of a bundle that I got off Cola Flipper. And again, it was just as I was stopping doing clothing, really. So this just got stuffed away and never listed. I don't think it'll have a lot of value, to be honest. But we'll see. Walt Disney World sweatshirt. Are they called sweatshirts? Grey sweatshirt. Oh, there's the exact one. £23.17 from the States. Someone is asking. I doubt I'm going to see it sold. But some clothing, I mean, oh, there is a sold from the States. Clothing is obviously a lot of one thing a lot of resellers do. So there's plenty of competition there, but we shall see how it goes. I'm going to try for 20 quid on that one. Nice that there's a listing there. Hidden kangaroo pocket. Is there a hidden kangaroo pocket? I'm guessing a kangaroo pocket is like a front pocket. Well, there's I wouldn't call it a pocket. It's just like a bit of cloth at the front. Sell one like this. Excellent. It has not taken me to the States site, which is nice. So I think I probably do need to give these a bit of a wash as well, having been in storage for a while, but that's okay. I mean, like I said, I've only got like 5 or 6 items here, so it's not too bad. Hello, Lee. I've skipped over Lee. I can't do that. Of course, Lee has niched down to toys, which again is kind of quite an attractive thing. I could say, oh yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that. Yeah, I think Lee's loving what he's doing. He really loves the toys. Still does a good bit of vintage gaming as well, which is always nice to see. Right, 20 quid. 20 pounds. Has anybody found anything amazing lately? I mean, boot fairs have just started. Has anyone gone in at the start of the season and gone, bam, amazing, found that? Rosie. I sell more clothing on the other platform. Vinted, is that? But list on both. All about being diverse these days. Yeah. I think the one thing that concerns me is I was trying to focus on having low number of items, but, more sales. So, I do not want thousands of items sitting there and just selling like 10 a day. I do not want my inventory to be going up and up and up. So it's the whole thing of like Chris mentioned, you will get dross, and it's dealing with that dross. I mean, if I change my shop level because I know that January, February is hard. So, I was realistic about the numbers I was going to sell. If I could sell like 200 items in a month and make 20 quid on them, that would be perfect. But who knows? Good to see you, Mike. Hope you're well. I got 6 Aldi bags of point and shoot cameras for £40. All vintage. A lot will be trash. Well, even the trash ones, I think you could sell as props items for between 5 and 10. But yeah, that's the point, isn't it? It's making sure you get rid of the trash and it doesn't sort of drag you down. Lovely. Right, a few others. Got these pair of Levi's. Waist 31, leg 30. They'd fit me. I should have those. Perhaps they are mine. Who knows? I might try those on later. See how we go. But how much are these worth? So yeah, the reason I'm on early is I am going to nip down the charity shops. My one's just down the road. Be nice to have a walk. In one of the sports wholesale boxes I got recently was a Boston Bruins vintage jacket, 22 signatures. Wow. I find it amazing that they would miss that. I was also watching, I've forgotten the guy's name. He was in Birmingham. I think it was like Selby Resells or Selly Resells. And he's got a whole setup there, and he sells clothes by weight as well. And he was going into charity shops where they are clearing stuff that has been on the shelves for 2 weeks and it just hasn't gone. It was in a Bernardo's, which, Bernardo's are always, happy and good round here. I think they're slightly better than your Cancer Research or your British Heart Foundation for reasonable prices. So he's picking up these bags. I think they were like 8 kilogram bags or 10 kilogram bags, £8. And in one of them, the woman said I was a Ralph Lauren in there, but it was a fake. But he was bringing the stuff out, and it was quite a bit of Primark. But the point he was making was he could actually make money on it. He was kind of like, is it worth it? I was a little bit undecided at the end of the video. I think in his setup he would, because a lot of the Primark, I think it was like Denim and Co stuff, he puts into bundles anyway and sells by weight. I think I would be a little bit disheartened if I opened up a bag like that and had a load of stuff that was not great stuff. I don't know. What refinement, fella? I'm just trying to think what you're talking about, Neil. Refinement. What's refinement? Is that's not like a way of selling, is it? Or are we talking about a person? Help my brain. Like I say, I haven't really been paying a lot of attention last year because I've had a lot going on. Possibly. It always kicks off every few months, doesn't it? Oh, daily refrigerant. Daily refinement. I can't remember. There probably was. It was always a tricky thing to talk about, really, because some people really subscribe to it, and which is, I'm always of the view everybody has their own way of doing things, and it's kind of live and let live in reselling, which is a nice thing. I think a few people don't even like it being discussed, but I think there was something, but I can't think, because he used to do his thing with someone else, and then I think they started doing 2 channels, and there were a lot of people who subscribed to Daily Refinement were saying, "Oh, I'm now gonna go with," I've forgotten the guy's name, but yeah. Do I? Well, thank you for making me aware of that. I never knew I did that. What I do tend to do is play down. I don't go on about good stuff that I do sell. But yeah, thanks for that. I don't think enough people watch me who are going to buy my stuff on eBay anyway. Oh, Tech and was it? Is it Tech and Sports or Tech and Sports? Yeah, there's a lot of irony in what I say. Don't take anything I say too seriously. But I do find it like I am left with a lot of stuff that I don't particularly want, and that's always the stuff I'm best pleased to sell. Like I sold, I have sold, as mentioned earlier, I've sold like a £650 compressor. I've sold a £300 record player, Bluetooth record player, and I've sold a £6.99 big Mario plush. I'm so glad the Mario plush has gone. I'm more pleased about that, which is stupid, really. The other two I just worry about. So yeah, but thank you very much. I'll try not to do that. I'll try and be sort of more positive about everything. Yeah, I honestly don't think there's masses of buyers watching me, but who knows? Maybe there are. You could be right. I will. So we've got top quality pair of Levi's here. They really are the best thing I've ever seen. 505s, Levi 505s. Now, honestly, people, if you're not going to buy them, you're just missing out on a real gem here. So just email me direct. Waist 3130. Chris, could be for you. Might need to lose a bit of weight, but who knows? I'm only joking, of course. Chris is probably 28 waist. I do love feedback, no matter how good or bad it is. So thank you for that. Mr. Sandman. You won't like my channel, yeah. No, Tap Peddler. Quality Goods Peddler. Let's change your name. Quality Goods. Core blimey, look at the quality on that. It's interesting. It's interesting. Sometimes things you say as a bit of a joke can always be kind of things sometimes never come across as you plan. It's just like I say, when a lot of people on the channel were sort of discussing the pros and cons of doing reselling in different ways, and all that tech and sports stuff. It's he's kind of like live and let live, and you can't get too upset about a different way of doing it or a different opinion. It's all just very, very interesting. Right, how much is jeans worth? I've got no idea. You kind of think Levi's, top quality Levi's will be worth quite a bit of money. I think he might be. Oh, maybe he's not. I don't know what Derek's eBay is. I might well have it as a favourite, stalking it, but I don't know if I am. I'm sure I've looked at it at some point, him and Richards. There's a pair on it for $27.95. That's all right, isn't it? Pre-owned. I'll go for that on the money, I think. Nice photo. Anyway, that name should be Lovely Lamb. Mutton dressed as lamb. I do like it, though. Opinions align. Yes, yeah. Very true. So thank you, Lovely Lamb. It has been noted. $27.95. I mean, it's not bad, is it? Those few items that I put on, we've got to be nearly getting up to £100. Dungeons and Joypads, who did a video for the first time, Absolutely Yonks, which I whipped through. Thank you for that. Very good to see. These people who Come back on YouTube after a long time. Another rugby top. This needs a wash. And I'll tell you what, our washing machine's on the way out, so we're getting a new washing machine soon. So that is long sleeve England Rugby official merchandise, official licensed product. Apparently. Rugby Football Union, England Rugby. I'll have to get the steamer out. In actual fact, it's up here. It's not too far. Get the old little steamer out. Has anyone else had to sort of change because of something happening? Had to change their business, or had to sort of think, "Oh, I can't get that anymore. I'm gonna either go back to something they used to do, or just try and get into something completely new." It's been at the London Card Show. I was thinking birthday cards for a minute there, but then I thought, oh no, it would be Pokemon, won't it? And all that kind of thing. That is definitely not my bag. Wouldn't have a clue. He's a clothing man. Lovely to see James in. And of course, James has been appearing in Simon's videos, having Danielle Caff. Yeah, so James has tried. It's interesting because James, a couple of years ago, he tried books. So James has, he was general. He tried books, inspired by Mel, obviously. And then ran the group, the Daily Refinement group over here, which must have been quite a lot of time taken to do that. And now James is doing clothing as well. I've dipped into a couple of his Instagrams, which has been quite good. The clothing people, when I was doing clothing 4 years ago, it was very much around Instagram based. And like I say, it was people like Fake Rachel and I can't remember the name. There was Shopping with Sophie, and there are a few others as well. But yeah, it would be very interesting to sort of hit the charity shops around here and see what it's like over the next few weeks. Can I get clothes? I'll do a couple of wholesale bundles. Never again on books. Yeah, I mean, books was something I looked at when I first did Amazon, and we are talking 2017 there. And I gave up on books. I found some crackers, obviously, and it was good. It was a good thing for Amazon. But I gave up when I was going into charity shops, and in the back of all the books, I saw like a Post-it note with the Amazon rank and the price, and I just thought it's been scanned by the staff. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, it'll be James and Warder's Clobber. Obviously, do a lot of have done a lot of Insta. And you're back on YouTube, aren't you, James? So yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I've seen him doing his parcel runs. Nothing better than seeing like a man with an IKEA bag full of parcels on his back, walking like a tortoise down to the thing. That's another good thing about maybe trying out clothing again and going, right, let's have a look at this. Is I won't be packing up great big amplifiers. It's slightly less worry, more volume, maybe definitely less average selling price, but ease of packing, all that kind of thing. It'll be interesting to see how it goes. Will you be hitting the A3 at all? or any of the boot fairs around here. It'd be good to sort of see you around. We'll see. I know nothing about cars. Yeah, I bet you can. Peter Ray. He sells bundles of children's books. Yeah, jumble sales are always fantastic sorts of stuff. Did you mean bundles? Not bumpfuls. Bumfuls. Fake cards. Yeah. If you know what you're talking about, you can obviously spot the fakes. That's all right, Babs. I'm always a bit unpredictable what time I can't come on, but I was on a bit early because I'm getting down the Chazas, just the local ones. Peter Retro did books on Amazon FBA. Yeah, Amazon is can be a bit of a nightmare. I'm glad I had the experience to do. I still do a little bit, but I hit it hard for maybe like 3-4 years. Oh, you saw James Collects? I've never actually seen him. I'm sure he's not too far away from me. Maybe a little bit far away. Oh, of course, he's into he's into that kind of thing as well. Gave that up. No, I'll when I find out, I'll drop you a note. Well, are your notifications on, people? Put your flags up. Yeah, well, quite possibly. Everybody like, who's it who did a great video about information being out? I've watched so many videos recently. It might have been Ian. I can't remember. You are all merging into one. All of the Simons and the, Chris's and the Ians and they're all merging into one omnipotent reselling god in my head. Terrible, isn't it? I can't remember who said what. Nothing new there. Yeah, fulfillment by merchants is okay. Yeah, I tend to do that. Oh, thank you, Peter. It starts in April. Yes. Pete, have you been down the car park, Hook Road one? I was thinking of popping down there this week. Fake goods in general have had their game upped, getting harder to spot. Yeah, and that can be clothing or anything, can't it? Some things I think, why would they even bother faking that? But they do. Take Pokemon games. Even board. I bought thousands of pounds worth of board games. A Catan board game was part of this bundle. This was, I think I'm safe talking about this now. I didn't talk about it at the time, a couple of years ago. Spent a lot of money and then got it back. And, I sold some of it on eBay. And then Liz noticed, she was reading it, and there's a spelling error on the back. If you ever see a Catan or Catan-like games at a boot fair, be wary. Check the back for typos. I think Liz, she even saw one in a shop in Smith's or something, and it had the same typo on the back, and they are fakes. I was very, very, very lucky because I managed to get my money back from the person who supplied it to me. And I was really thankful that I was able to get my money back because I was a pretty low ebb when that happened. But it was a lesson learned. Huge amount of money I spent on that. And I'd sold some on eBay as well. So, it was a bit of a worry there. I don't know. I think I refunded possibly at the time. Only a few had gone. But yeah, you need to be so careful. Pokemon videos increase the hype. Yeah, that's totally alien to me, all that Pokemon stuff. It really is. My kids were into it for a bit. I think they got some rare cards that they got out of packets. Dungeons and Joypads here is James' video. Is that James Collects? He's never been to the Hook car park. Has lots of different opinions. Yeah, a lot of people say it's rubbish, but you know, it is something. Right, you can tell fake Pokemon games just by looking at them. Oh, this is what Nintendo games? Yeah, they've got to have that embossed number on them. That's all I know. Yeah, if they're older than that, you can tell by the PCB, can't you? Yeah. Hello, it's a new name. Love a new name. Ticket to Ride is fake too. With a couple right now. Thank you, Speedfoot Flips. Got all the Pokemon experts in here today. Ticket to Ride. That's nothing to do with the Beatles, I guess. Right. Back to the England official striped rugby polo shirt. Shall I do like a 3-hour stream on my knowledge of Pokemon? It'd just be me sitting there going, Charizard? Typos are an obvious giveaway, but sometimes it's a case of having a photographic mind. Yeah, very true. Tickets, right? Yeah, all those. I mean, there was another one called oh god, Pandemic, I think it was, or you know, all those kind of like. You seem to get a lot of the same type of board game. Right, let's have a look at this. It's a nice colour, this actually. $14.99. $11.99. Let's have a look at solds. So I don't know if James is still in there. Perhaps he can help me out with this, with his knowledge. The rugby's on. It's a long sleeve. It's like a classic colour combo. I'm thinking 15 to 20. 20 quid there. That is that new? Ah, the exact top. That's what I love to see. England rugby, blue, white, and burgundy long sleeve. 19.99 with postage. Sold by Bullfind? No, it's sold by someone else, not Bullfind. It didn't say whether that was new. Why has it not got the condition? That's got the condition. Brand new, pre-owned, but this one, no condition. It's a bit strange, isn't it? Can you list things without the condition? I've gone into the listing, 2 dashes, blank. It's obviously used because there's no labels on it. Didn't think you could not have a condition. There's a good US channel, more of a second-hand shop setup called... I've watched Craigslist since I've started reselling. Yeah, brilliant. He's called Pete. One of the many Petes. I'm a Pete as well. Yeah, him and his parrot and his cat. Absolutely fantastic channel. Yeah, love it. Used to watch him and another guy whose name I can't remember. But yeah, Pete is fantastic. Lonnie. We used to watch Lonnie, Garage Flips. Or Garage Shed Flips now, I think it's called. Yeah, talking about all the old OGs. Canterbury. You talk about this, aren't you? I've no idea. It doesn't say. Or you're just talking about the place. Where's the blooming label on this then? It's got a spare button, which is always nice to see. No, it's just England Rugby official merchandise. Not a Canterbury. Canterbury is a brand, isn't it, of rugby top? Unless I'm missing the blooming obvious. Again, my eyesight is totally going. But one has sold for £20. I cannot see a making there at all. The brand. Bizarre. 20 quid. That'll sell, like I say. Get it on before the Six Nations finishes. Small parcel. Get it washed, get it measured, get it photographed, get it on. And lastly, another sports, I should save this for the World Cup, really. This is not genuine. I've got a couple of United tops, actually. Definitely want to get rid of them. Oh, it might be. Yeah, it's an Adidas. Number 10. Classic number. Looks like a small size, but it, you know, it seems to be that on it, which I don't know what that's about, which you can't even see. Z10. I mean, I would guess I'd go for like your 20 quid on that. Back in, like I say, I was saying earlier, Pete, that clothing's probably, when I was first doing reselling and when I was first on YouTube, I used to do clothing all the time. So you did used to see me going down and bringing back IKEA bags full of clothing. Me spending like 200 quid in a charity shop would be, you know, totally normal. But then I got different contacts. I found the charity shops a little bit more difficult, and I found it more efficient to focus on other stuff. But as you all know, my situation has changed a little bit in terms of the money I'm getting. So I'm just checking it out. Yes, that would be a good idea. Yeah, it's a brand. Is he talking about the rugby one? I think he's talking about the Brazil one. It's an Adidas. So £20. I don't want to waste too much time on this. It's giving me a load of tracky tops. There's the exact one, £20. It says retro, Adidas retro Brazil shirt. That is the exact one. That's not a great title, is it? But it is the exact one. Adidas Originals Retro Brazil, 60 quid. 60 quid. Let's just have a look at this listing. And the photo is awful. No, it's not the same. That is an actual, looks like an actual, this is cotton. Cotton. I don't think it's going to do me any favours putting cotton in the search bar. Maybe it will. Yeah, it's brought up the £20 one. £20. I think anything more isn't realistic, to be honest. Clothing and shoes doesn't work for me. I don't stock them often enough to get the exposure. Yeah, that's the thing. You do have to sort of niche. That's one thing I want to do, try and get from a wholesaler, is band tees, but I think that's a little bit optimistic and naive. Yeah, that's the dream, isn't it? A whole bunch of Iron Maiden or heavy metal t-shirts. I've not been getting my slice. Pete, super chats are always there, you know. Don't pay YouTube, just do it direct. Set up a standing order. No, well. Wow. That is very nice. Z10. Oh, okay. Yeah, Zico Z10. That would make sense. Zico! Let's stick that in the search engine then, and Z10 Brazil top. No, nothing different. Being a bit of a bit green on clothing, you're always wary that you might miss that little, you know, gem. But do I think this is one? I don't think I do. I will check it. I will check it a little bit more when I'm off the stream. I've drafted it at £20. The other good thing about getting maybe doing clothing, if I can get a fair amount in, is I will be able to set up the old draft bank. I always used to bang on about the draft bank quite a bit, and always used to love having, you know, around about 50 items in my draft bank. I don't have a draft bank at the moment because I have been going very sort of high value items. So that'll be interesting to see how that goes. We'll save that for later. No, I've got my death pile right down, which was nice. But I am definitely back at the boot sales and looking forward to it, but can see it being ever more competitive and difficult to source stuff with a good profit margin. But we will see. We will see. I mean, every year I've sort of, this time of year is the most difficult between the November. No, when November ends, you get through Christmas, and obviously everybody has a great Q4, but when sales can start to turn south a little bit, that January, February, up to the time when the boot fairs open, is always pretty tough. So it's not a surprise, really. And it would be good to see how it goes. But like I say, I'm looking forward to just sort of seeing what's out there regarding the charity shops. I'll mainly be looking at clothing, but obviously if there is something else there, and be it good or bad, I will try and post some footage. Hopefully it won't be just a video of the inside of my jacket rustling against the camera. I'll try and get the best setup, either wearing the bra or it will be the strap-on, one or other, you know, who knows. The clip on the strap-on. Don't take that out of context. Do not clip it. I might get arrested. Anyway, I hope you have a fantastic week, everyone. If you are sourcing, I hope you get some really good stuff. And hopefully a video out in a couple of days. Thanks for watching. Do click the thumbs up. Do leave a comment if you want to. And I'll see you for the next one. Have a great week.